Thanks for tuning into the Conscious Hour. And here's another update. This is part two. The news blackout. For some reason, Pete Hegseth likes to make stuff up. And the media likes to follow the lead of whatever this administration is doing. In all the years I've been involved with wars, clear back to Vietnam, I've never seen this much literal censorship. But it's really not censorship. It's just being controlled by a few corporations now that control the media. And I gave a list in the first video of those major networks that are owned by these conglomerates. So here we go. And we got Pete Hegseth spinning reality one more time. Remember, it used to be the Department of Defense. Now it's the Department of War, and that should have been a telltale sign to everybody. They had a pre-planned mission when they assembled this new administration, and it was to get us exactly in the hot water we're in right now.
Here is what Pete Hegseth said today.
Misrepresented. Listen, we make sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment. Some deployments are longer than others, and I have more respect and gratitude for those sailors than anybody. What they do in those high seas and those austere conditions with less port calls, it's incredible. I mean, Americans don't understand what it's like to do that. So as someone who's not been on a ship like that, but been on long deployments, I feel it. I want them home as soon as everybody else.
He feels it. I want them home like everybody else. Yeah, 5,000 sailors, 5,000 on one aircraft carrier are ready to jump ship, meaning they've had enough. They're fighting a war for what? We aren't fighting Iran. The U.S. is waging wars so it can achieve its agenda, and you, Mr. Hegseth, you changed the name to the Department of War, so wear it. You're the one that's committing these literally acts of crimes against humanity, and you keep pumping our men and women up and you say you care for them. If you cared for them, we wouldn't be in this situation.
I want folks rotated as quickly as possible. I want the best for them. My commanders know that. Our service secretaries know that. The president expects that. And so to that crew and to all those crews, we're going to do everything we can for you. And we are so grateful for their dedication of that crew and others. They've held the line for the country, and they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, he's a liar. They're not doing everything they can. They're not doing enough. They have a major problem, and it's not just the Navy. This problem of suicide stretches across the branches: Marine Corps, Army, Navy, Air Force. And it is the biggest killer of U.S. military personnel. As the numbers a few weeks ago, when I was talking about my now deceased friend, student, Jamie Lee Sclatter. He was a Navy corpsman. He's one other name on the list of those who have taken their own lives. And we've got over 147,000, mostly young men, men in their 30s and 40s, that have killed themselves since 2001. And that's more than died in Vietnam and North Korea and all the shitty wars we fought since 1980.
147,000 since 2001. The big lie. Osama bin Laden attacked the towers, and we're going after Osama. Osama was an asset of the U.S. government.
So they've got a crisis, and they need to deal with it. And Hegseth is he lacks the stature and the leadership. In fact, I got a note. Someone had asked, and I hadn't thought about this, about do they have counselors on board? Well, we're supposed to have chaplains on board these ships, but I had one of the mother of the sailor from the Tripoli wrote and said, hey, they pulled the chaplains off, at least her son's ship. There were no chaplains for these kids to talk to. So like I said, it it's exposing a rotten underside of the U.S. military, the failure to properly care for the troops.
Didn't that make you sick? We sent them off to war that was based on a lie. The big lie was October 7th, 2023. It was an unprovoked attack. Well, I'm sorry, but most people who watch the news know nothing about history, and they know it was never unprovoked. And by the way, Hamas didn't do the attacking. No. They did, but who did the big attack and started killing the concert goers? An Apache helicopter owned by the IDF, produced by the United States of America. This war, just genocide, was manufactured so that the West and Netanyahu could make a final control of the region. And Iran, we've tried ever since the coup d'etat in 1953 when the U.S. took out their leader to control that region. And now they're losing. And literally, if they don't stop this, there'll be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people killed for a lie. For a lie. And then our media doesn't even tell us the truth. That's why I want you to watch the Conscious Hour. I want you to share the Conscious Hour. It's your Conscious Hour. And I want you to use YouTube for your news source and break away from anything that's a major news network in the United States and other countries that are supporting the war. The truth will set us free. Propaganda will end up killing millions of people if they keep going down this road. I'm talking about Netanyahu, Smotrich, Ben-Gvir, and the Zebras trying to achieve their mission. The world, if they move to that next step, it'll be the end of the region. So the truth will set us free, but right now it's all being suppressed. Please hit the like and share button. Share it widely. Thanks for tuning in.